And here we go, lighting the Frankinsmoker One. What do you think, Joel?
Hey, welcome to Brain Damage Barbecue, folks. My name is Joel. I'm your host. This is the first light of the Frankinsmoker of the year. This is the first Frankinsmoker that I built, but we'll get into all its gloriness afterwards. I'm just getting it lit today. I'm going to light it a special way. I've already put a bed of charcoal down inside the firebox. I put my grate over top. I have my fire starters, as you know, that I like to use, my wax fire starters.
Yeah. My
wax and wood, shaved wood fire starters, whatever they are. They're up there, the zip.
Yep, okay.
Quick picture of that. So I light those to light the charcoal that's under the grate. And then I take the chimney full of charcoal. Come on. Put it on top like that. Now we don't have to worry about the chimney being hot. And this middle one here, we just relight this again.
Coming up behind you.
There we go.
No, okay.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
It's an old lighter, eh? It doesn't want to light. There it goes. Okay, this is stupid lighter stuff.
Yeah. Not cooperating.
Not at all.
No, that's kind of funny.
What we're going to do is we're going to get the port. What the hell is it? I remember it was around here before. No. Oh, well, it's lighting. It doesn't matter to light. So,
when in doubt.
The Frankinsmoker, so what we're going to do is we're going to let that get going. I've got all my wood here warming up slowly in the sun, but we're going to put some of that on top of the firebox.
Yeah, man.
Once it gets going, so because you want warm wood when you put it into the firebox. What we're doing today is we're smoking a great big huge 10.86 pound slab of beef that I got from the Glebe Meat Market today. Not sponsored by Glebe Meat Market, but they have some great meat. So we'll get to that cook in a bit. Thanks for tuning in to Brain Damage Barbecue. I'm your host Joel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep it beefy.
Boy, I'm starving. How about that? A 3-course meal. That's it! I need some real food!
And welcome to this very special edition of Brain Damage Barbecue, Big Slab O Beef that I picked up from the Glebe Meat Market. I'm not sponsored from them, I just like to buy local. And this is the slab of beef that we got. This is like a 10.8765 pound slab of pure red meat that I've now just seasoned with salt, pepper, garlic, and a little bit of onion powder and a little touch of cayenne pepper to give it a little bit of kick, but it's not going to give too much kick. It's going to go into the smoker in a couple minutes. We're at a temperature of, let's see, the back probe is 234, front probe is 290. That's good. We want a higher temperature in the front right now. In the middle, it's okay. This is my meat probe that's going to be going into this beef. So we want it to go into the middle. So we say about there, like, but in here, you know what I mean? That looks about the thickest part, would you say? Right there?
I guess so.
We're going to go through, like, from back here, I'm going to go into, I want to make sure that the tip is in the thickest part, in the middle, so.
I think so. I had to look past the camera viewfinder,
so
but I think
we've now put the probe into the meat, as people can see. We're going to do, where'd you put those? Give me one of those.
Oh yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'll worry about that. Right around, we're just using this probe because I didn't set that up.
Okay.
So right now, the internal temperature of the meat, if you can put it on the whiteboard, the time that we put the meat on is 1:58 p.m.
Okay. Time on.
So time on. Well, okay, we'll say 2 o'clock because it's not on yet.
2 p.m.
Yeah, 2 o'clock.
Good enough.
Okay, next cook chamber temperature is now at 300.
300 Fahrenheit?
Yep, 300 degrees F, yep. Roughly, because it is going up, you know what I mean? But 300, we wanted about 300, 325 to start, and we'll bring it down to our target temperature of 145. Well, not that, no, our target temperature for the meat. The meat temperature start is 47.7.
47.7?
Yeah, 47.7. Meat temperature target internal is 145.
Is that Fahrenheit or Celsius?
It's Fahrenheit.
It's Fahrenheit, degrees
So
Fahrenheit.
everything is in Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it's cooking.
Yeah. And the time off, we don't know that yet, but it is now going on at 2 o'clock. We'll open up the chamber door here. And be careful because the chamber door could be hot, although it's not. But I want to introduce everybody to the Frankinsmoker. This is the original baby. This is the one that started it all. The first smoker I built. We got the cook chamber here that I got.
It's really cool.
Then I converted it into the Firebox. It was a char grill little barbecue. I'm not sponsored by them anyway, but I'm using that as my Firebox. Need my cook chamber, which I made out of a 55-gallon drum. Cut it out with whatever tools I used. I made my doors, did my hinges. Have the tube there so the smoke will go in. Got my super duper chimney. My two doors. This one has to link open because the chimney's in the way, but right now what we're going to do, we got probe number 2 in there. We're going to lift this sweet baby up. Slide her into the Frankinsmoker, into the middle of the grill, because we know what the temperature is at the front, we know what the temperature is at the back. And you see this probe, the probe that I put into the meat, we'll know when that gets to the internal temperature of 145. Now what we're going to do with this, close it up, close it up. We're going to start our timer here. I have a bleach rag here. Always have a bleach rag, a bleach water filled rag bucket when you're handling raw meat. Because all you need is a couple of capfuls into a little gallon of, a little thing like that of water. You can barely smell it, but it's enough to make sure that your hands are clean for when you touch something next. You don't, cross-contaminate yourself and kill somebody with some. I'm working with beef. Beef isn't as bad as chicken or pork. Chicken or pork, you gotta make sure you're very, very careful with that because that'll make it sick just like that. Okay, so we are now starting the time stack, and it is now started. You see, this is our probe temperature. So probe number 1 is the back of the probe. So this is back here behind the beef.
Got it.
Probe number 2 is the internal temperature of the beef right now as it stands right now. Number 2.
Okay, got it.
Channel number 2 and channel number 3 is the front of the grill where the heat's coming in, where the beef is getting hit first with the heat.
Yeah.
So we know what the temperatures are that keep going, so I can regulate the temperatures as I go. So let's check on the Firebox because it seems like the heat's doing good because we're up about 230. See, we lost temperature because we opened the door.
Yeah.
So that's going to heat back up again. So we'll see how this is doing. What we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of pieces of wood that have been sitting in the sun, see they're nice and warm, so they're going to ignite a lot faster. They're not warm as in they're going to burst into flames any second, but they're warmer than they'd be if they sit in the shade.
They're warm and dried.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They're definitely dry.
Good idea.
So, but you want your wood nice and warm so it ignites faster so you don't get a lot of dirty smoke. So I'm going to just put 3 little pieces in there with very little bark. Of course I can't find a piece of bark. And there we go. We're going to let those ignite. Then we're going to close that up in a minute once they get going. And like they say, set it and forget it. We're going to let that cook. The Big Slab O Beef is on. Thanks very much for tuning in to this very special edition of Big Slab O Beef. I'm your... This thing, the problem with this, my Firebox, it wasn't meant to be a firebox per se. You know what I mean? It's a small portable barbecue is what it was. I just turned it into a Firebox because it happened to be perfect for what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to build a Firebox at the time because I didn't know much about welding yet. Now, in a future video, you'll see it. Frankinsmoker 2. Frankinsmoke here. There it is right there. You can't see it in the picture, but the point is, there's Frankinsmoker 2 over there. This is the first and original Frankinsmoker. This thing is amazing. I whipped it together with a 55-gallon drum, and I used this char broiler here for my Firebox so I could have the heat going through. I attached a coffee can to the Firebox, and then from here, I think it was the, what do you call that stuff? Tomato juice, a V8 can. Not sponsored by V8, but I used the V8 can to complete the tube. So the difference between my smokers, I believe, and all the smokers that I've watched on how they built them is their Firebox is attached right to their cook chamber. Mine has a little bit of a space in between. So that means the smoke probably has more time to cool down from A to B before it gets to my thing. But so far, everything I've cooked on has turned out incredibly wild. wildly good. So keep it beefy, you know, you just keep smoking with smoke. Where there's smoke, there's flavor, baby. And that, as you can see right there, that's awesome. My temperatures are 203 at the back, 233 in the front, 229 coming out of the chimney. And internal temperature of the beef is 96. Everything is cooked along beautifully. I want to open it up and look at it, but you can't. Because if you're looking, you're not cooking. Remember that, people. That is so important. The minute that door opens, and these doors to begin with are not very sealed. Like, this is definitely not the greatest smoker in the world, but it's the first one. You know, you learn as you go. Frankinsmoker 2, Frankinsmoker is definitely this one on steroids.
They both
But
cook
wait till
really
you see
well.
the Frankinsmoker 3 Frankinsmokies, people. That is going to be a specific rib smoker. That's got 3 exhausts coming out into the smoke chamber, so I can cook racks of ribs all in one shot. I could do like 6 to 8 racks of ribs. And we will be doing ribs, as there is a video on ribs too, the 3-2-1 method. But other than that, thanks for 26. How long? 4:36. Hey, how you doing, folks? We are now 4 hours and 36 minutes into the cook of that Big Slab O Beef that we started at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Like I said, 4 hours and 36 minutes, 23 seconds into it. My probe here, the Signal's Thermo Pro stuff that I'm using to check the temperature, says the internal temperature of the beef is now up to 126.8 degrees. We're going to check it with a thermal pen and see how accurate and close that is. But everybody can get a good glimpse of that baby. Look at that. Look at the juices starting to come out there. It's ready to burst. But here we go with the thermal pen. We're going in. The probe is in there deep, so we'll go where the probe is at least. Go all the way in. It says 127 on the probe.
Yeah.
130 on the thermal pen. So you know that the thermal work stuff is pretty accurate to, you know, 2 or 3 degrees. Because I'm in a different part of the roast than the probe is. Absolutely.
Yeah,
but
man.
it's close enough for me to say, hey, we still got maybe another 2 hours, possibly 3 hours, because again, it's not about time, it's about temperature. Because until this slab of beef, the Big Slab O Beef gets up to 145, it ain't moving from the smoker. So when it gets up to there, you'll be seeing it come out. Then it has to rest on my nice big cutting board over there.
Yeah.
And after it rests for a bit, we cut into it, and all my fans and everybody out there that is just waiting to see that beef drip can see it. So keep it beefy. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Okay, there we go. No, ran out of storage.
Oh, that again?
Yeah. I thought it was ready. I thought it was ready to go. Okay, so let me get the GoPro. Fire up the GoPro, get ready, and figure out how I want to shoot this. You okay with the establishing shot from here?
Okay, I don't even think about that.
I'll tell you.
It's kind of the thing.
You know, I'm just doing a check anyway. There's not anything important. You want a little blurb, so my probe says after.
You insulted my woman. I'm here to defend
Okay,
her honor.
so
My probe after 6 hours, 25 minutes now says it's 139 internal temperature of the beef.
okay,
I'm going to take the
so
thermal pen, check it out here and see.
Oh, Shelton, did you go
Hang on to a nice thick part of the beef all the way in.
up here because I'm milking a giant
Hang
invisible
on.
cow.
Go straight in like this. You want to go to the center, not down towards the mat, right?
Apology out of you. Okay, I'm sorry.
146,
Bus ride's not very much.
145. Let's try it over with a probe.
Ask a lot of questions, Will Regan. As a matter of fact,
143, 142.
your shrubberies,
We want it at 145, right? But it's that at least up here.
don't you?
okay.
And when it rests, it will go. See, it's 150 up here. That's where I want to do a cutoff, is 150.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's done once I take it out. I'll let it sit in there for a couple more minutes. You know, because the heat's gone down, but I did stove the fire a bit. We'll let it sit in there for a couple more minutes until the probe that's in there gets up to 145. It's 140, so we want it cooked evenly all the way through. We'll let that go up a couple more degrees, take it out, let it rest, and while it's resting, it still is cooking.
Yeah.
It doesn't get cold immediately. As soon as you take it out, the heat's still going through. The juices are working their way out.
Yeah.
That's why I don't cut it right away. Because if you cut into it, all those juices are gone. You gotta let the juices, because they're running away from the heat, they're going into the middle. Once it's cooling down a little bit, then the juices come back out. Then when you cut into it, it's juicy from the top to the bottom. When you cut it, you see it just dripping. It's gonna be delicious. 140, we're almost there. The heat just came right back up to 203, 205, so that's good. By another 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, give or take. I'd say 7 hours. This piece of meat will take 7 hours to cook. And we're half an hour away from that. So keep it beefy. Thanks for tuning in. Good smoke in here so we can take it off. That's the warm wood that'll be going in there, but the fire is okay right now. Keep it beefy. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and notification buttons, people. So we're pretty sure I've reached up to the 145 all over the place. I need a light here. I don't think I can use my phone. Of course it has a flashlight. Jesus Christ. What would we do without cellular technology, right?
Right.
See, that's my horse, Hassenpfeffer. That isn't my license, that says Hassenpfeffer. Okay, see, there's the beauty. There's the beauty beef. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take that probe out of there. Hopefully without burning ourselves. Ouch, because it's hot. Going to cool down real quick. There's the meat there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and go under.
Okay.
You know what? It's true. That mesh is not that hot. The beef is hot, but
Oh yeah.
the mesh is not that
You
hot.
okay?
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. I was able to grab it beside the mesh, so
Okay, good.
look at that. Come on over here and look at it. The meat's not in the smoker anymore. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, a 10-pound
Where did it
Big
come from?
Slab O Beef from my good friends at the Glebe Meat Market, which aren't sponsoring, but look at the juices. Look at the juices, all nice and glistening on there like that. See the pooling here?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
I am a god. But now it's going to sit for, 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to bring it inside, put it on the counter.
Let it rest.
And it's going to rest because all those juices are going to soak back in for when I cut it. And we were watching a video earlier, I can't remember who was telling us, but
Yeah.
best to cut against the grain as opposed to with the grain.
Yeah, okay.
What, you know what I mean? Like check it out on YouTube and look it up. Do you cut with the grain or against the grain when you're cutting the meat? Apparently, the best way to do it is against the grain. I don't want to explain why because it's a long, 10-minute video to watch, and I don't have 10 minutes to sit and explain that. But it's just put it this way: it's better to cut across than it is with. Okay. So, peace to all my friends. Keep it beefy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification buttons, and you'll see beautiful big beefs like this. Because next week we're going to do another surprise. Peace. Keep it beefy. Thank you for tuning in to Brain Damage Barbecue. Love y'all. Keep it beefy.
And this is very beefy.